Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I help you clean up your vendor data and clean up your vendor processes so that you can pay the right vendor. This week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is Vendor Self-Registration Portal's 3 cons. Now, for vendor teams, vendor self-registration portals can provide the automation necessary to eliminate those manual processes such as collecting and updating vendor banking based on documents received via email. So if you currently don't have a vendor self-registration portal, these 3 cons can give you something to think about and something to mitigate, just like the 3 benefits I posted last week. And I'll link that video at the end of this video in case you want to give that a look as well. Now, the first con is that internal team members can be the biggest detractors, and it's the internal team members in many organizations that have the actual relationship with the vendors, and they can introduce your portal as good or bad, regardless or no matter the functionality of the actual portal. So you want to make sure to include the large stakeholder groups early on in the process using surveys, emails, and other ways to keep them up to date on instructions and just what's going on with the implementation. When I implemented the portal, we utilized the company's intranet page to keep them as well as our vendor team updated on the status. The other thing that you can do is once the portal is implemented, invite those internal team members to a recurring training meeting. Have it once a week, same day, same time every week, and allow those internal team members to jump on and jump off as they have questions. Now, some you will find will even jump on just to hear questions of the other team members. Now, the second con is that vendor adoption can be low if you do not require it. So require the use of the portal. As a matter of fact, turn off the edit and update of your accounting system or ERP for the vendor record. But in turn, you need to communicate often with the vendor in advance. Also, provide instructions within the portal in PDF, video, or even chat format to avoid those abandoned registrations. For existing vendors, the best practice is really to only invite those that have a purpose to be in the portal, such as when they have updates to their vendor data. Now, for new vendors, it's in the invitation email that your internal stakeholders or purchasing procurement will send, and make sure you adequately identify how long it's going to take them to fill in that registration or to complete their registration, and make sure that that is how long it's going to take. Don't tell them 10 to 15 minutes if you have a complicated vendor registration and it's going to take them more than that, because that will increase your abandoned registrations. Now, speaking of abandoned registrations, the third con is overly complicated vendor self-registration portals, and that can definitely lead to abandoned registrations. So you want to make it as easy as possible to get what you need to make successful payments, remain compliant with regulatory agencies, and reduce fraud risk. Everything else, try to keep that out of the portal, or at least not make it required. So you want to reduce the number of fields and reduce the number of required fields. You also want to provide some hover over text. Don't assume that the vendor automatically understands what you want them to enter into that field. Next, you want to also offer a choice of default languages. We know we all have a global supply chain. Then you want to again make sure you set those realistic expectations. Do not tell them that it's going to take 10 to 15 minutes when it's definitely going to take them longer. You can see I have a pet peeve about that. Now, this was just the tip of the iceberg. If you are interested, I do have webinars on vendor self-registration portals, and I'll put a link to my webinar playlist in the description. Now, if you would like more information on how to combat fraud, please go to my website, debrarrichardson.com, for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just bad vendor data. So good luck, and don't forget to tune in next Tuesday for next week's Vendor Master File Tip of the Week.